This is it. Beyond these gates lies Osiris, and with him the fate of our world.
As the blood-red sun sets over the horizon, the land trembles beneath the weight of the coming storm. The once pristine wolf world now bears scars, deep valleys and ravaged forests left in the wake of Osiris's reign. Shadow, Luna and their remaining allies stand on a ridge overlooking Osiris's dark, imposing fortress. The air is thick with tension, as if the world itself is holding its breath for the coming battle.
We end this tonight.
Shadow, his fur matted and battle-worn, nods grimly. His eyes, once filled with uncertainty and doubt, now burn with a steely resolve. The power of the Ancestral Guardians hums within him, a constant reminder of the sacrifice that has brought him to this moment. Luna stands at his side, her silver fur glowing softly, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. As the pack members gather, their eyes gleaming with both fear and courage, the gravity of the situation becomes undeniable. Osiris's dark stronghold looms ahead, surrounded by a thick, swirling storm that crackles with dark energy. Every step forward feels like a march into the abyss, but there is no turning back. Shadow and Luna lead the charge, the weight of their fallen comrades heavy on their shoulders.
His power, it's overwhelming. We have to stay together.
The journey toward Osiris's throne is fraught with danger. Dark minions, twisted by Osiris's corrupting power, swarm from the shadows, their glowing eyes burning with hatred. Each clash with these creatures is a brutal reminder of Osiris's ever-growing strength. The battle is relentless. Luna fights with grace and precision, each movement a fluid combination of strength and agility. Her powers, enhanced by the Guardian's sacrifice, radiate light that cuts through the darkness like a blade. Shadow, infused with the energy of the Guardians, moves like a storm, swift, powerful and unrelenting. His shadow techniques are sharper than ever, creating clones that confuse and dismantle Osiris's forces with devastating precision. Despite their skills, the weight of the battle begins to take its toll. Shadow and Luna glance at each other, communicating without words, a silent pact that they will stand together, no matter the cost. They push forward, cutting through wave after wave of dark creatures, inching closer to Osiris's throne.
So the prodigal wolf returns. I had hoped for a more worthy opponent, but I suppose you will do.
At last, they reach the heart of Osiris's fortress, a vast, ominous throne room made of jagged obsidian and swirling with dark energy. The room hums with an ancient malevolent power, and at its center sits Osiris, the great wolf, his massive form radiating darkness. His eyes, glowing like twin suns, lock onto Shadow, and a cruel smile spreads across his face.
This ends now, Osiris, for the Guardians, for the Pack, for the Wolf World.
Osiris rises from his throne, towering over Shadow and Luna. The air around him crackles with raw energy, distorting reality itself. His power has grown beyond measure, fed by the corruption of the Wolf World's fabric. The final confrontation is at hand. Without warning, Osiris strikes, launching a massive bolt of dark energy that shakes the foundations of the fortress. Shadow barely dodges, his movement swift, but the sheer force of the attack is enough to crack the ground beneath him. Luna retaliates with a powerful beam of light, but Osiris absorbs it effortlessly, laughing as the light dims in his presence.
Is this truly the best you can muster? I am a god in this realm.
Shadow doesn't flinch. With a deep breath, he taps into the power of the Ancestral Guardians, summoning their energy. His body glows with a radiant light as the Guardian's magic courses through him, amplifying his strength tenfold. He lunges at Osiris, meeting his dark energy head-on. The clash of light and shadow is titanic, shaking the very foundations of the wolf world. Each blow exchanged between Shadow and Osiris sends shockwaves through the air, tearing the fabric of reality around them. Shadow's shadow clones dart around Osiris, confusing him and allowing Shadow to land powerful strikes. But Osiris's strength is beyond anything they've ever faced.
I won't let you win.
This is the end for you, Shadow. You cannot stop me.
As the battle rages on, both Shadow and Osiris push each other to their absolute limits. Osiris's attacks grow more erratic, more destructive, as he channels the full force of his corruption into his strikes. The air is thick with tension, the storm outside the fortress swirling with greater intensity as their energies clash. Shadow, bloodied and battered, refuses to yield. His every breath is labored, but the power of the Guardians fuels him, their voices echoing in his mind, urging him to fight on. Osiris, sensing Shadow's defiance, gathers his energy for one final devastating attack. The air around him darkens, his body engulfed in a swirling vortex of pure darkness. His eyes glow with a terrifying light as he prepares to unleash his most powerful attack yet. A concentrated blast of dark energy capable of wiping out everything in its path. With a roar, Osiris unleashes the blast, the force of which shakes the very core of the wolf world. The energy races toward Shadow, tearing through the air like a ravenous beast. For a brief moment it seems as though all hope is lost. But in that instant, Shadow taps into the deepest reserves of the Guardian's power. His body glows with a radiant, blinding light, and with a powerful leap, he launches himself into the path of Osiris's attack. The light of the Guardians clashes with the darkness of Osiris's power, creating a massive explosion that rocks the entire fortress. The world seems to hold its breath as the two forces collide, the energy tearing at the very fabric of the wolf world. As the dust settles, both Shadow and Osiris stand at the center of the destruction, battered and bruised, but still standing.
You've come far, Shadow, but this is not over, not yet.
We're not finished, Osiris. I will stop you, no matter the cost.
The air is thick with the aftermath of their battle. The fortress is crumbling around them, the walls cracked and shattered from the sheer force of their power. Shadow, breathing heavily, stares down Osiris, who smirks despite the blood trickling down his face. Shadow's body is trembling, barely holding itself together. But he meets Osiris's gaze with unyielding determination. The scene fades to black as the storm outside grows louder, the winds howling with fury. The fate of the wolf world hangs in the balance, and the final outcome remains uncertain. The final battle has begun, but the outcome is still uncertain. Will Shadow have the strength to defeat Osiris, or will the wolf world fall into darkness? You don't want to miss the thrilling conclusion. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay tuned for the next chapter of Shadow and Luna's epic adventures.